Welcome to another video of capital budgeting. In this video, we'll look at profitability index, which is another time-adjusted method of evaluating whether a project should be included in the capital budget or not. Profitability index is defined as the ratio of the present value of cash inflows to the initial investment outlay. So basically, profitability index is equal to the present value of cash inflows divided by the initial investment outlay. Consider this project where there is a cash outlay or initial investment outlay of 1000 rupees and then cash inflows for the next 3 years. So basically what we are doing here is that we are taking the present value of these cash inflows. Let's say this is PV1, PV2, PV3, adding them up, so we get the present value of the cash inflows, and the cash outflow or the initial investment is already in the present value format. So then we are taking the ratio of the present value of cash inflows to the initial investment outlay. Basically, we are bringing the cash inflows to the same level as that of cash outflow by taking the present value of the cash inflows. And then we are taking the ratio. So basically we are taking the ratio of apples with apples. Now this cash inflows are nothing but the benefit that this project is producing, whereas this cash outflow or the initial investment outlay is nothing but the cost for the project. So this ratio is also known as the benefit to cost ratio, where the present value of cash inflows is nothing but the benefit and initial investment outlay is nothing but the cost. So as you can easily guess, if the numerator or the benefits are equal to the costs or the denominator, the ratio will be equal to 1. If the benefits are more than the cost, the ratio is more than 1. While if the benefits are less than the cost, the ratio is less than 1. So since we would prefer to execute projects where the benefits are more than the cost, the acceptance rules become: accept the project when profitability index is greater than 1, reject the project when profitability index is less than 1, and may accept when profitability index is equal to 1. Let us consider an example to understand this concept better. A machine will cost rupees 5 lakhs or 500,000 and will provide annual net cash inflow of rupees 1,50,000 or 150,000 for the next 6 years. The cost of capital is 15%. Calculate the machine's profitability index should the machine be purchased. So now we have been given that the cost of the machine is 500,000 or 5 lakh rupees. So basically this much amount has been spent to buy the machine. And in order to fund this much amount, let's say your firm has borrowed the money from a bank. Now, The cost of capital is 15%. What that means is that the bank is going to charge 15% interest on the amount that they have lent to us. Now the machine is going to generate a net cash inflow of rupees 1,50,000 each year for the next 6 years. So we have to find out the machine's profitability index, and based on this profitability index, then we have to find out if we should purchase the machine or not. So I want to point out one thing here before we proceed with the solution. In order to decide whether to purchase this machine or not, we have to understand the information that needs to be provided. So we know the cost of the machine, we know what is the cost of capital, and we have also forecasted how much cash inflow will be generated by the machine for the next 6 years. And then based on this information, this decision is being made whether to buy this machine or not. So we have to be very careful when we collect this information, because the more accurate the information is, the better the decision will be. So let us first represent this problem on a time scale. So this is the time scale representation of this problem. The initial outlay is 5 lakh rupees, and then the machine is going to generate a cash inflow of 1,50,000 rupees for the next 6 years. Now, profitability index is basically the present value of cash inflows divided by the initial investment outlay. So we have to first find the present value of the cash inflow. Now this cash inflow represents an annuity because the amount is the same and it is at the end of each year. So this is an ordinary annuity. So we can use the formula for present value of an ordinary annuity to find the present value of the cash inflows. Now the formula for present value of an ordinary annuity is equal to the annuity amount into bracket 1 divided by I minus 1 divided by I into 1 plus I to the power n. So A is the annuity amount, which is 150,000 into bracket 1 divided by I here is K, which is 15%, minus 1 divided by 0.15 into 1 plus 0.15 to the power n. N is 6. So this value comes out to be 567,672.4 rupees. Now we know the initial investment outlay is 500,000. So the profitability index becomes 567,672.4 divided by 5 lakh. So this comes out to be 1.135. Now as you can note, I have not taken the negative sign here for the initial investment outlay during the calculations, because this negative sign on the time scale is a representation that this is a cash outflow. However, when we are calculating the profitability index, we will have to consider the absolute value. So now the profitability index is greater than 1. So what this means is the benefit is more than the cost, which we can clearly see from the figures. So basically we should buy this machine as it is going to generate profits for the company.